Hello, everybody. Welcome to What's Up Wednesday. I'm so glad you guys are all here. Welcome, welcome. Whether you're here on my YouTube page, whether you are on Rumble, maybe you are coming from my guest channel, or you're watching the podcast later. We welcome each and every one of you. It's so great to have you all here today. Let's see. I'm going to bring up my guest. Are you ready, Casey? Okay. Hello.
I
Hello.
was chatting in the chat.
Okay. Perfect. I just want to make sure it looks like to me on my end that you are set up. So we might have some guests from your channel. Oh,
Sure. Nice.
that
Lurking and
didn't work.
making dinner.
Okay. So I've got to remember, I've got to have someone else teach me again how I'm supposed to come in a different way and watch everything on a different way, but we're going to forget that for
Can you
tonight.
see the comments on the side?
I can when I go back to it. Yep. Oh
And I
yeah,
can
we've got
comment from here now
yes. Oh, I bet it's because
because we
you
went
put it
live.
up for your and you put your channel to be live too. I bet
Yep,
that's it.
it's linked on my channel too.
Yeah, perfect. We've
Yay.
got Suburban Hillbilly. We've got Marzita's Yarn and Craft, Cottonwood Ranch, Big Valley Living, that crazy Boots and Bounty Homestead, Harsh Country Home. What am I?
Got Miss
Homesteading
Mary.
Hustles listening. I'm sure I'm missing somebody.
Miss
Canadian Family
Mary.
Life, welcome in. Hey, Gail. Welcome in,
Gail.
Gail. Hope things are going good with your fall fest giveaway. I haven't got a video made or anything done for that yet. Oh, looky here. We've got Skinner Farms and Mr. Boots and Bounty coming over, and Wendy Benjamin from your channel.
Hey.
Not for nothing Homestead. Hey girl, I watched your charcuterie board thing today. I'm jealous. That was awesome. I love that. I won't spill the beans if people haven't seen it yet, but her charcuterie board is a cuterie board. It
Who
is
was
fun.
that? Who was
Um,
that?
this was
Now,
gender, not
who
for
are you
nothing.
just talking about? Okay. I saw was it Tiffany that put one out today too?
I don't know if she did. I haven't seen it.
Tiffany, did you put one out today?
She
I
might
looked
have.
at somebody's. I can't remember who it was. I watched
She
so
may
much.
not be in here yet. I'm not sure. Winds over acres.
Hey, Barb.
Welcome. Oh, here's Tiffany.
Yeah,
Did you do a charcuterie board video today too? We
a
were
short.
wondering.
Yeah, she did a
Short.
short.
Okay. Well, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
A meat board. I love the meats. Hello, a homesteading hustle. You're on board.
Sarah.
We appreciate that very much. So, for those of you who don't know, how this works is if you come in from my guest channel, you won't necessarily be able to see the chat that's going on. You have to be on my channel to see all the chats, but I try to post stuff up here to keep people in the loop. So no worries. I always appreciate when people watch from both channels. That way we're supporting both of us, and I really, really appreciate that.
I think that's cool. I haven't even done a live in so long. I didn't know that you could do stuff like this. Of course.
Well, it's all kind of
Yeah. I don't think we've ever done it.
You and I've never been live together. No, I'm so excited. This is my first time having you as a guest. So I'm very much looking forward to getting to know you a little bit more.
Yeah, because I don't think I've ever really talked to you one on one.
No,
I've done collabs and stuff, but
oh yeah, we've been in several collabs over the last year, but
yeah,
it's different than getting to actually visit and get to know each other.
it is. Sorry, I'm trying to set my phone up so I can watch comments over here too.
Okay, so we have a comment. I still stand by my statement. If she did a brisket, I'd eat it off a 2x4 for charcuterie board. That's hilarious. I love brisket too.
Hey, Annette. Good morning.
Oh, yay. I don't think she's been in one of my lives in a really long time.
I
So
love
great
Annette.
to see you. Must be very, very early for you. Do you have your tea or coffee or whatever you need first thing in the morning?
Yeah.
Mary Ranch, welcome. I don't know that we've met before. I'm so glad you're here.
That's my buddy.
Cute little here. I had this up. Is that too much? If that's too much, guys, just let me know. I thought I'm trying to get more creative. Did you all notice that I put a little music in there to, get us all pumped up for Casey being here? I'm sorry, I didn't even ask you. Is it Oh, you have it on there, so it's okay to say your first name.
Yeah.
I usually ask behind the scenes, but I kind of forgot. So, let's get into it, okay? Let's go ahead and start asking you some questions.
Shoot.
How long have you been doing YouTube?
We just hit our 3-year mark June 6th.
That's
Yep.
my birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's when we
That's
started.
an easy one I should be able to remember.
Yep, 3 years ago. Yep.
Oh, that's exciting. Hey, Jamie.
Hey, Jamie.
So, did you do anything before starting YouTube? Like, I have found that I myself started blogging first,
Yep.
and there's been other people that did that or some other sort of social media thing. So, you just jumped right into YouTube. Well, what made you decide to do it then?
Well, it kind of came about. We had, it had kind of crossed our minds to think about start doing it, but it really hit me that summer because, like I said, we started in June. So in I guess about May, we started going to the river, and we had some friends up there of my parents. They were kind of an older couple than we were, and they had some children that are just a hair younger than we are, and they were getting married. And so
Oh,
was talking, to me about them getting together and all that. And Mama said, she don't even know how to scramble an egg. And I'm like, that's so
mm,
sad. People these days, they don't know how to cook. And I'm like, he's a big country boy. He's gonna need some food. And she was like, I wish you could teach people how to cook. You really need to teach her how to cook. So I kind of kept that in the back of my mind, and I was like, well, that would be cool, just to do some basic cooking, whatever. And so then it come garden season, and I was walking around the yard, and I was checking out my garden on my lunch break because I work from home. I'm a nurse, so I work from home. And so I was walking around on my lunch break looking at my little garden. And this was the year that I had my cherry tomatoes inside of a 55-gallon drum. We cut the bottom, or my dad, he cut the bottom off. And the year before, we planted them in the garden, and they were so horrible to pick. Emma was like, don't ever plant these things again. Well, they came up. So the next year, whenever they came up in the garden, I transplanted them to the bottom of this 55-gallon drum, but we set them on top of a 55-gallon drum. So it was sitting, on the bottom, and we had it staked up with T-posts so it wouldn't blow over. We set the tomatoes, the bottom part, on top of that. And so whenever they would grow, they would flow down the side, and we weren't trying to go through them like a jungle and try to
yeah.
find them. So that was the
Yeah.
idea. Hey, Miss Mary Jamison. And so I went out on my lunch break, and I was looking at the tomatoes, and this one plant it looks like death had just swarmed all over it. And I was like, what is wrong with my plant? It was just fine. I'm like, this is it. This is when I'm going to start YouTube. So I run inside, I get my phone, I come back out. I didn't know nothing about nothing. And so I had it up and down. I had it, going vertical.
Oh, I did the same thing.
I had it
I
going
didn't know
vertical.
better.
And the
Yep.
title of it was Listen to Your Plants. They will tell you what's wrong. They'll talk to you and tell you what's wrong, So that was the lines I was kind of going for. So
So
I
you
grabbed my
found a
phone.
teaching moment.
Huh? Do I?
So you found a teaching moment.
Yes. Yes. So, like I said, I went inside, grabbed my phone, come back out, and I started videoing. I was talking about it, and I'm like, there's something wrong with this plant. You need to listen to your plants because they'll tell you when something's wrong. So we got to looking around, come to find out the hole on the back side of the bottom of this 55-gallon drum I had it planted in was stopped up with the dirt and compost that I had inside of it. And it wasn't draining. So this tomato plant was drowning. It was full of
Yeah.
water. And so we got a 5-gallon bucket, went around that. This was like afterwards. Where are you going? Oh, you going to church? Okay, bye. So me and Steven went out there, got a 55, no, I'm sorry, got a 5 gallon bucket, set it underneath it, and we took a drill and opened up that hole a little bit more. And we got over 5 gallons of water out of it. It was crazy. So I got this all on
I
video.
I am having difficulty hearing you and you're kind of froze. Is
Okay.
this on just my end or is everyone in chat?
Can
Can you let me know?
can
Can you
everybody
hear
hear me and see
Casey
me
okay?
okay? Are we good?
Because like you are completely frozen and oh, I
Yeah,
think you might be back. Your
Steven
voice
says
is
I'm
back. You sound very robotic.
okay. She says just your end. Steven says I'm fine. He's in there.
Okay. Okay. Can everybody hear me okay?
Now you're frozen.
Oh, okay.
Sarah,
Okay.
yeah.
Must be mine.
Sarah, it's still up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, go back through all 600 videos of mine. You'll find it. Steven said, "Are you?
I'm
Can
going to
you pick
push
it
the
up?"
refresh button. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Oh, no,
Is it getting
no.
better? No.
No, I don't want to do that. I might completely lose our stream. So we'll just we'll just bear through this. For whatever reason, my connection might be just a
Okay.
little wonky tonight.
Can you get on your phone and go to the live and put an earbud in and listen and cut your speaker off on your laptop? Because everybody else says I'm fine live. Would that help?
They said they can hear me too, so I'm guessing um it
Oh, there's an
says
oldest option.
probably
Okay.
streaming. I'm using my personal hotspot and I've not done that before, so it's probably what it is. So we'll just get through it. They seem to be okay with hearing us, so we'll make it through. And if all else fails, if I can't understand you, there's a place where we can go into private chat and I could always ask you a question and you could answer that way. But for right
Okay.
now, I hear you fine.
Okay.
So
Good.
yeah.
Okay. There's
Oh,
my
looky
first
here.
video.
Yay. I love it. I was going to try
Steven's
to
like,
look it up.
Steven's in there. He's
Yeah.
like, I got it.
And if you guys don't know, at the very, very all the way to the top, I didn't get it pinned because it didn't let me pin it for whatever reason. This is her YouTube channel. And so you can go find all of her videos there and learn about her more there. But yeah, I love that he found that because that's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how I got started, was with that video. And then, since I started that video, then my mom, she kept talking about me cooking. And so then I went into a prepping for heaven. Hello. Um, then I started going into the back to basics. So I kind of started doing the back to basics, the basic canning, the basic cooking, and that kind of thing. And it's just kind of grown from there, in what I try to provide. I don't do the vlogging style. I do a teaching style. So, hey, Mr. Jimmy.
Hi, Jimmy. Welcome to the chat. So it sounds like from the very, very beginning, you had a plan. You didn't just willy-nilly it. You kind of had an idea of where you wanted to go with your channel. So did you have goals? Well, I mean, you knew you wanted to teach. You knew you didn't want to just have the camera following you around saying, this is me today. This is me today. This is me today.
That's not me.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I've had because I've done all this canning and gardening, and that's what I grew up doing. And so when I would have friends over when I was, young girl, when I had, my girlfriends or whatever to come over and spend the night with me, stay the weekend or whatever, they were so amazed at doing all the gardening stuff, because they didn't do it. And I'm like, y'all can have it because I'm tired of it. They would go out there and walk around with my daddy, and they would love, to go out there and pick stuff. And I'm like, that's just for the birds,
Yeah, you're like, I hated that.
hated it. And so as I got older and people knew that I did all this stuff and that I had been doing it for so long, that they was asking me questions. Oh, I want you to teach me this. I want you to teach me how to do that. And I'm like, well, I'll have services. If you want me to come to your house, I'll do it, or whatever. You can come to my house. Just let me know when. Well, nobody ever called me. Nobody ever contacted me. They just like, yeah, I want to.
Yeah.
They didn't want
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah, thanks, Miss Barb.
That's that right.
And so then I was like, well, you know what? I'll just put this stuff on YouTube and they can go search it. If they want to learn from me, they can
Yeah.
learn on their own time.
Yeah.
And
Good idea.
then I'd done the whole vlogging style. I did the whole day in the life. I did like 1 or 2 videos of that, and I don't like doing that either.
It's not you.
Thank you, Miss Mary. Hey, Christine. And
Oh, I missed you coming in, Christine. Hello.
and then what was I going to say? I got to reading comments. I forgot what I was saying.
You tried to do the day in a life type thing. It just wasn't you. You tried a couple videos, vlogging style, and you didn't like it. I think that's where we were at.
Yeah, I don't remember. I was fixing to say it. You can come up here and work on my. Oh, hey Josh. Really? You like those kind of vlogs? I didn't feel comfortable doing them. It wasn't my style, kind of thing. I want to do teaching stuff, and that's what I do best at. My videos are a lot better when I teach stuff. But what really got me was, I guess last year sometime, Emma was gone to her dad's family's house. And she was trying to make something, and she texted me. She was like, I need that recipe for such and such. And I'm like, I got a video on YouTube. So I was like, my kids can take me anywhere. And
Isn't that awesome?
That is just, she can take any recipe that I have on YouTube, and it's going to be the ones that, she grew up on. She can take them anywhere, anytime she needs a recipe. My oldest son is 21. He can do it anytime he wants to, whenever he gets out on his own. And, then eventually Logan will have them. So it's a walking mommy encyclopedia of cooking.
I love it. Because on the days where you just don't feel like teaching them, like you're exhausted, because are you still working as a nurse?
Yeah.
And so, you might come off a 12-hour shift or something, which we all know
I work from home.
Really. Oh, you do?
I work
nice. You get to remotely.
Oh,
nice. Nice. Okay. But still, I'm sure you're tired after working all day. And, if they want your meatballs and you just don't feel like doing the meatballs, they can still watch you and learn off of you. So I love that.
Yeah.
And that I love this, that you're wanting to bake and cook more from scratch. That's fantastic.
Yeah, she's doing a lot. If anybody follows her, she has a Facebook page, and she has several of them. She has like 3 or 4 of them. There's like a craft one, and then there's one that she does cooking and stuff like that on. And she does a lot on Facebook where she shares recipes and wants people to share recipes as well, for like, diabetics and low carbs and, a healthier lifestyle and stuff like that. So I've shared, and I've also learned a lot on her Facebook pages with the cooking, especially being in Australia and United States, the difference in the foods.
Yes.
So it's been really interesting watching her page, because everybody is on there from the United States and Australia and other countries as well. And so it's nice to see what everybody shares.
I don't think I've seen her on that.
Yeah, I think
Facebook, but I follow her on YouTube, so I'll have to check it out for sure.
Let me get the name.
And you do all the social media, right? You're like on Instagram and Facebook and all that. So I didn't think ahead of time to get the link. So if Mr. Boots and Bounty wants to put it up there, I don't think I have him as a mod. Let me see if I can do that.
Thank you, Raquel.
No, I can't. But he can do it on your channel if he's a mod on your channel and put the link to any of your social media if he chooses.
I think he's on my channel. Yeah.
Okay, so
Steve, anyway, in there?
If he wants to, feel free to do that.
Do you want to go on our channel and put up the Facebook and Instagram links? Can you do that? Here's my phone. Okay. Well, I didn't know if you needed my Instagram link or something. Can you go get that? If you want to.
So we're talking, you said 3 years. That was probably, we're talking pandemic time. So you probably got in at a time where people were really looking for videos. So do you feel like you grew fairly quickly, or did you like, wake up and you were at 1 subscriber, 3 subscribers? You know, did you share the word with people? How did you get out there?
I'm still not big by no means. I mean, a lot of people know me, but the subscribers, they're just not, big to me.
Uh-huh.
I look big to you, maybe, but I'm not big.
Girl,
Um
you should have seen me
Now,
dancing when I hit my first 100. I was like, really? That
yeah,
many people will
that
pay
was
attention
me.
to me?
That was me. That was me. Okay, so when I started YouTube, of course, Steven is the tech man. Y'all know that. He told me, he said, if you do this, this is your thing. I'm not going to have anything to do with it. I said, okay, I got this. So I got my phone. I was videoing. And at this point, I hadn't watched really anybody. Huh? Facebook and Instagram links. I hadn't really watched anybody except for like maybe, of course, Roots and Refuge, Justin Rhodes. We all get started watching them.
Oh yeah.
And Rachel at that 1870s Homestead,
Oh yeah.
Holler Homestead, all the big ones we all
The
watch.
favorites. Yep.
So I started watching all of them. And I was like, okay, I kind of seen how they were videoing and stuff like that. And so I I started getting, video ideas and stuff in my head, and I was doing everything from my phone. Well, come
Still in.
from from June, and I don't know how you do it. From June to December, I had 150 subs.
Well,
150 in six
that's not
months.
terrible. I
That was
mean,
horrible.
I've seen people who, it takes like years to reach monetization.
Yeah, yeah.
So, slow and steady wins the race.
That's not what I wanted.
No, I know.
None of us
And
did.
see, well, when I got in, I honestly didn't know that it was a goal of mine to become monetized. But
Yeah,
then once that carrot's dangled in front of you,
yeah,
you kind of want to.
yeah, yeah.
And I
Once
think
you,
I did reach 100 within 6 months. I think I for sure
yeah,
did.
I had
I don't.
150 in 6 months.
I don't remember.
Steve was like, I was getting frustrated. I was just gonna quit because I did everything from my phone, and I couldn't figure out how people did certain things. I was like, how do they do this? How do they do that? I wanted to spice my videos up. I wanted to get them a little more relatable. And
We missed this. She's not been feeling well. Battling some depression. I lost her comment. I'm sorry. I wanted to let you finish your train of thought before we
okay,
went there, but we're already there now. So Annette, we'll all be praying for you to get back on track.
yep,
Emotional eating is a real thing. I get it,
yeah,
and trying to make those healthy choices is good. I do prefer the greasy potato chips over my healthy zucchini chips. I mean, I do.
don't we
But
all?
we got to try. We got to try. And we're here for you, Annette. And uh, we'll be praying and reach out. You've got lots of friends here.
Absolutely. Um, so excuse me.
So,
So I was getting frustrated by 6 months. Steven's like, okay, let's figure this out. So we sit down in between December and January. We sat down and he got on the computer. Hey, Wendy, yeah, we're going to get back to it as soon as everything slows down. I promise. We miss talking to you guys too. And so he sat down, he got on the computer and he starts doing stuff. And I'm like, where did you see that at? And he's like, oh, it's on the computer. It's right here. And I'm like,
oh, I
it's not
know.
on my phone.
Yeah. Oh, I learned that one. I still use iMovie to do my editing.
Yeah.
But on your phone versus what are those things called? Not a Kindle, not a
Tablets.
laptop, tablet
Yeah.
versus a computer. You get
Yeah.
totally different options
Yeah.
for
And you even
sure.
get more on the computer.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Once I
And
figured that
so,
out, I was like, "Oh,
yeah.
oh, okay, this is a lot more fun."
Yeah. So whenever he started helping me, oh, I got it. There it goes.
She's
Maybe
got a new camera, right?
a new computer.
Oh, a new computer.
Maybe it'll focus back in a minute. If not, I'll just be fuzzy. Okay. So yeah, Steven started, there goes. Steven started helping me kind of edit and doing the videos and all that stuff. Then we started more into watching other people. We started getting into the lot. Well, no, let me back up. Yes, we have. um, so once he started getting on the computer, then we started getting like Filmora, and then we learned about Canva, and we started doing all of that. So we do Filmora and Canva for the most part. And then in
So I use Canva for my thumbnails mostly. Do you use it
yeah,
for other stuff?
no,
Yeah. Yeah.
t-shirts, all of our merchandise
Oh,
we created on Canva.
very
Um,
cool.
and then we took those images and sent them to like Spring. There's some stuff we do with Canva, some
Oh,
stuff we do with Spring. So
okay.
once
Yeah.
you purchase Canva, you can take any of those images anywhere to be printed.
Uh-huh.
So that's how we make our shirts and merchandise and stuff. Um, so then in March or April, it was April, we went to the Crockers meetup. This was April of 21. And
Okay. So your
we
first time.
yeah, we went down there, and that's where we met, the Robertsons, and oh my God, it was so many people down there we knew because we had been watching them and talking to them in lives and stuff. And that's where um, we really started learning about how YouTube works in the community and not just being a channel, because most people go to YouTube, they're like, how to do such and such. But you don't understand that channel is actually a personality like a TV show. It can be.
Yes.
And so that's when we really started learning and started learning about other people and how the YouTube family kind of works.
Yes.
And that was really neat because if you're not in YouTube, you don't understand that
And the
unless you watch
friendships
it.
you can make too on top of it are just
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh,
Amazing.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
Like
it's
me and
fun.
Sarah talk quite a bit. Me and Miss Mary, we text each other, me and Miss,
That's great.
huh? Yes, Miss Mary Ranch. She was one of the first people that I actually sat down and talked to at the YouTube meetup with the Crockers. Me and
Oh,
her sat on the side of a sidewalk, and we talked for a long time. Just friends, And she was actually my first member.
so I've got a couple comments here from Christine, and she
Yeah,
said community is huge, and I
yeah,
agree. And she also so kindly reminded everyone to push that like button. So we'll take just a few seconds here to ask everyone to do that if you haven't already on one or both channels, depending on where you're watching from, because it really helps the algorithm. But also, what helps if you have a second and you feel like it, go ahead and share this out because we're going to be on here. We're only at the halfway point. We've got about 30 minutes left. And if you want to go ahead and share it out on your community tab or something, that would bring more people in for more conversations. So
yeah,
thank you so much for that reminder.
yeah. Sarah, if once you get on the computer and you not just editing, but yeah, it is way easier.
Yeah.
But not just editing because you get so many more choices, but even the options on YouTube, the settings, the upload stuff, I mean, all of that stuff is so much different than
Yep.
on the phone. And that's where we learned a lot, being the two differences.
And you can
Um,
fix stuff. Like I didn't know I could go back and fix videos.
yep,
And you can do that on like a laptop or a computer where I couldn't do that on my phone.
right, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and yeah, yeah, Stephen and Josh talk a lot.
That's great.
So after the Crocker meetup, we went to the Crocker meetup and we had 350 something. So within 4 months, when Steven started helping me, we got about 200 subs. So we were up to 356, I believe, when we went down to the Crockers. And by the time we left there, we were up to, was it about seven? It was about
Ooh, almost like
700 and
double.
something. Because everybody had cameras live everywhere. I mean, you couldn't walk nowhere without a camera being on
The
you.
name got out then.
Yeah, it did really quick. And so we met a lot of people, got a lot of subs from there, and then we coasted a while. Videos got better. We still talked to people, and then 2 years ago, I guess it was that fall, then we started learning about the Kentucky meetup. And then we went to Kentucky, and of course we learned about a lot of people going to the Kentucky meetup. It wasn't as big as the Crockers because there's a lot more YouTube channels over in Oklahoma and Texas and that area than there is like in Tennessee, Kentucky, Iowa, Indiana, that kind of thing. There's more channels, in the middle than there is on the east side. But we go up there in Kentucky every year in September, and it's like just a big family picnic, just a family reunion picnic. We just all sit around chit chat and
I love it.
all that. It's a lot of fun. Kids can go and play. You don't have to worry about them, because everybody's watching them, everybody's family. And then the next big thing that got me to jump up was when I did a collaboration with Leanne. So I did my first collaboration was with Leanne. And
which collaboration was that? Was it the What I Will and Won't Can Again?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
A lot of people got known by that.
It was the first time I think she did it.
It was. And I know that Renee at Pike Creek Farm has said that's what gave her start. Yeah. I did it on a whim. It was when I had like just a couple videos out before that because I was like, oh, it's open and it'll be fun. And then I got the collaboration bug. That's when it hit me because it was fun to be a part of a group.
Yeah.
And I know even now I'm still getting views on that.
Yeah. Yeah. I went up to almost 1,300 after that collaboration.
Wow.
Yeah. It was crazy. I was getting them by the 50s a day. It was crazy.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was, Renee. I remember that.
Oh,
that's where I found you. I think, oh yeah. Yeah. I did 2 years. I did last year and the year before with her. And this year.
There's Renee.
But I didn't do all 3 this year. So I've done it 3 years in a row, I believe.
I know Leanne hosted it. I guess it would have been 2 years ago. Yeah. She didn't host it this year.
Right.
But, yeah. But
I did it when Leanne did it. I did it last year. And then I did one of the 3 this year or something like that. They did the canning one. They did the dehydrating one.
Oh.
And then they did the something else one. Yeah. And I only did the canning one, I believe, because I don't dehydrate nothing. I don't like it. That is not me. I do not like it.
See, now I love food preservation in all ways. And I think all things have something I like. For example, it always comes to the top of my head. My favorite thing that I dehydrate is grapes into raisins.
Yeah.
Home dehydrated raisins you can't even compare them to the store-bought stuff.
I've never done that.
Oh, they're so good.
Dehydrated is crusty.
Yeah. Yeah, most things I'm not a huge fan of.
They're
like
chewy.
There are some things, I love making fruit leather, like the fruit roll-ups. I like that.
Yeah.
And dehydrated cherries for breads and things. I like those too. And I did corn last year and I liked it, but carrots are a big no. Celery is awful. And so, but there's some things like corn I prefer frozen. I like it. So I like all preservation, but unlike you, there's a lot less things on dehydrating than I do.
Yeah.
But I still dehydrate. I still do.
Let's see, about the only things I ever did dehydrating was herbs, but I like just hanging them up because I have so many and they fall through the little holes if you don't have the mat. Then they just blow everywhere. And
yeah. So what kind of dehydrator do you use? Did you use stuck in your teeth? Yeah.
I got 2 of them. I bought one that was $5 from a yard sale. And then I bought one. It was the Hydro something.
I don't even know my name on mine.
I don't remember what I bought. My favorite dehydrated garlic scapes and then grind it.
Ooh, that'd be good.
What I grow doesn't have garlic scapes. Is it the hard neck?
Yeah, there's hard neck and soft neck, and I don't know about either of them. I've never had success.
One has scapes and one doesn't. What I grow does not.
Yay!
I saw that on your Facebook page. I did. I was just pulling that up. I think I still got it pulled up.
So, let's talk about, you said you got into collaborations and
Yeah, our
that
first,
got you, yay,
our first book.
that got you into a lot more subs, right? Is that what you were saying? Or was
Yeah.
it watch hours that it helped you with? Or maybe both?
Now, when I was monetized, or when I got my, okay, we started in June. It was a year and 3 months. So the next June was a whole year. And then that October was when we got monetized. It took us to October to hit our 1,000. But whenever we had monetized, whenever we got monetized for our 1,000, that was all we were waiting on, because we kept a rolling 15,000 hours every month.
That's awesome.
It was,
That's
I mean,
awesome.
people watched it. So
I
it took
heard
us,
pandemic time that people were watching like crazy because there was nothing else to do. You couldn't go out.
yeah, I mean, we
And so
keep
do you
a
feel your
rolling.
hours have gone down, or do you think you stayed steady at those? Yeah.
No, we stay over 20,000 hours a month.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic. That's great,
yeah.
Casey.
So, I mean,
Congratulations to you
the people
guys.
are watching, they're just not subscribing. A lot of mine now, it does come from Facebook, because a lot of mine are like older people that know me and like to watch the progression. Like, I have old
Yeah.
teachers, old family members, old church members. A lot of them watch me from Facebook because
Oh,
they don't
sure.
understand YouTube. And so they like to watch how I, go through and do all of this stuff because they knew I was raised in it. And they just click on my link from Facebook and watch the video, and that's all. They don't subscribe because they don't understand YouTube.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I get a
Yep.
lot of Facebook
I can
watch
see that.
hours, but that's okay.
That's exactly what Christine was just saying. I wonder if they watch it and don't know how to
Yep.
subscribe. Yep.
Yep. Now, whenever we go live dancing, um, we have a lot of people that watch us on TV. They'll broadcast it to their TV or something like that, because we have people that dance in their living room with us. Um, you know, um,
Oh, that's awesome.
Miss Brenda Baker and Miss Virginia, they're usually there like every single time the doors are open. We go live dancing. They are there. And they'll say, "Oh, yeah, that's mine and my husband's favorite song. We just slow danced in the living room." So people are dancing as we're dancing
Oh,
live. So it's really neat.
oh, I love it. That is neat. So, speaking of collaborations, I'm going to just pause for a second and I'm going to see if I can't pop. Oh, I wanted to
Yep.
pop up
It was
there.
up there. Yeah.
I was wanting the big one to pop up.
Yeah.
There we go. So people can see it. Air Fryer August, Food Fun Fridays. If you guys have not yet seen that, every Friday for the month of August, we're going to be posting some air fryer videos. And Casey's actually going to be doing one of those for us, right?
Yep. On the 18th, next Friday. Right.
So you can look forward to that. And it's an open collaboration. So if any of you coming over from her channel who don't know me and haven't seen the announcement, and you have an air fryer and you want to put out a video, all you have to do is use the hashtag airfryer-august23 and tag me, and I will get you added to the playlist.
Yep. I've already videoed mine. I
Good deal.
videoed mine yesterday. So I've just got to edit it now and
That's
go ahead and
awesome.
throw it up. Get it
Now
scheduled.
I'm going to be posting one every Friday, and I did last Friday, and I have this Friday's videoed, and I'm like you, I just need to edit it. I'm hoping that
Yep.
tomorrow, which is Thursday, I can get a few minutes to finish that.
Yep.
I like to, I'm like you, we were talking behind the scenes earlier that she likes to video in advance. And so what you see may not be, from the day before necessarily. So
No.
I think
I
it's very
video.
helpful to be able to do that.
I don't work myself to death. I mean, because I work full time as a nurse. I'm stuck to this computer right here beside me for 8 hours a day. And as soon as I hit that clock out button, I'm in the kitchen, I'm in the garden, I'm out in my sewing room, because I have a sewing business on the side. And so
Oh my girl.
I do people's
Oh,
alterations. And so I have people over here all
Kimberly.
the time bringing stuff that needs fixing, or, whatever. And right now it's pageant season, it's fall wedding season, it's going back to school season. So I'm doing a lot of
Oh, wow.
alterations. And I got three formals hanging over there right now, being, waiting to be fixed. So as soon as I get off work, I have to do their sewing or I have to do canning. So it's always something that I'm having to do after work. And so yeah, I do stay busy. So what I
Hopefully
was saying,
everything goes well. It looks like Ginger and Tiffany have got storms blowing in.
we just had one come through here earlier today. Um, but yeah, what I was saying is what I do is I usually take 1 or 2 days and I video a whole bunch of stuff. So you may see several videos with the same outfit on. So I video a lot, usually 3 or 4 videos. I edit them as much as I can in one sitting. Now that I've gotten a new computer, I can do it a little easier. But I can video and edit a lot faster, and then I schedule them out for the next 2 weeks or so. And so I only work on YouTube, other than me and Steven doing comments, mostly Steven. Other than doing comments, I'm only on working on YouTube usually 2 or 3 days a month.
I think that is awesome that you are like so on the ball with it that you could do that.
I try.
You
I,
have to be as busy as you are, as many
well,
things as you have going on. You have to be able to
yeah.
have a schedule of some sort to balance it all, I'm sure.
Well, I have no schedule. It's kind of just what needs to be done. Like, the other day I had tomatoes to get put up. So I just started my tomato sauce series where I do a tomato sauce base. And then I'm doing the other 2 videos I told you about are coming out next week. I actually did all that last week, but I videoed everything within a 2-day period. And so now I've got a week and a half of videos. And, go ahead and get all that out. And then once I edit my big video, then while I've got it up, I go ahead and make my short, and then I schedule my short out for the next day. So I
Just
go ahead and just do everything while I have it open, and I download it to Google Photos, so I have it on my phone, so then I can put it on Instagram, and it's a whole big thing. But I do everything in one sitting as much as I can, because when I go to do something like in the kitchen, it's usually a big thing to get everything done at once. So I have a lot of videos to video.
Yeah, I
So
love that.
that's the
I
thing.
did that back when I did the freezer meal frenzy. Wasn't it CNC Farms, I think, had that
Yeah.
collaboration. And I ended up doing, while I had all the stuff out, I had one turkey and I ended up getting like 5 videos out of it because
Yeah.
I made all these different recipes and stuff. And
Yeah.
so I'm like, that's the way to get some stuff done.
Yeah. That's the way I do it.
Well, the kitchen's dirty, might as well, right?
Yeah. We need to learn to do a short on our video. Now I use Filmora, and so I edit a big video on the computer. I don't do nothing from my phone anymore because that's too complicated. I don't even know how I did it back then. But because there's so much more available on the computer, guys. If you haven't been on a computer, get on a computer and see the difference. If you don't like it, go back to your phone. A lot
I
of
think
people say it's easier on your phone just
can you
because
do
you
it
can.
from Canva too? I
Huh?
bet. I wonder if you can. Did you say you can or can't do it from Canva?
You can't. You can edit videos from Canva. We did
No, I
not
meant
like
the
it.
shorts.
Yeah, I mean, you can do video from Canva. Yeah, just
Okay.
any kind of video short, whatever.
Mhm.
But what I've learned, of course, I do just a regular big video in Filmora, and then I empty out Filmora and I put the edited video in because I've already done cut everything out that I don't want. So then
Mhm.
I go in and I get the high points and I make a short video in the same format. And then what I have to do is I have to download it or upload it to Google Photos. And you can do this on like iCloud or whatever. You have to transfer it over there, whatever you access on your phone, because you'll have to go on your phone and go to where you have it stored, say as like Google Photos, because that's what I use. So on Google Photos, then I download it to my phone. So then I can go on to YouTube and upload a short, because you can't upload a short from the computer. So you have to do a short on your phone. But in order to get the video from my computer to my phone, I have to put it on Google Photos. So
I don't do the Google Photos, but I get the back and forth between the phone and
yeah,
the computer. Yeah.
yeah. So once it gets to my phone, I upload it as a short. Now, Once I schedule my short, then I can go back to YouTube Studio desktop version, not the app.
Oh,
If you have
okay.
the app, you cannot see the desktop
Yes.
version. So you have to delete the app in order to see the desktop version. Me and Stephen figured that out. So when you go to the YouTube Studio desktop version on your phone, like Chrome, then you can go in there and you can download it, download the short in the short format to your phone, and then you can take the short format and put it on Instagram and Facebook.
Oh my goodness. I hope somebody caught all that because I'm kind of just like, wow, that was so
It's a
technical.
lot. It's
I can't
Sarah.
do all that.
If you can do it off from your phone, just stay with your phone. Yep. But I video too much and I have too much information in my videos to be able to do it from
Yeah,
my phone
I
because
have that
I
sometimes.
need to have the vertical format because she does a lot of Instagram. She doesn't do as much YouTube as what I do. But what I do is when I video something, it when I video something, it goes to all three formats. It goes to YouTube, it goes to YouTube Short, it goes to Instagram, and it goes to Facebook. So I have to have something in each of those formats.
So we've had a suggestion that you now need to teach a class. So I guess that'll lead me into finding a little bit more about your channel. Do you have memberships or anything like that?
We do have memberships. Since the move and since we've done just crazy building of everything because we had to start from scratch, we haven't done as much with our members. But we're fixing to get back into that season where we can concentrate more on our members, getting those videos. We do a lot of member lives that only members come to, only the ones we have. We usually have a little giveaway for the ones there, and then we have a little giveaway for the members in total, whether you're there or not. Usually, that's not all the time, but we do a lot, or we were doing a lot before we moved here and just went absolutely bonkers with everything we had to do. So we're going to get back to that shortly, and then we're going to get back to doing our Monday night lives as well pretty soon.
Oh, fun. Fantastic. And you have a merch store, which
Yep.
they probably can just find at the bottom of your page
Yep.
on YouTube.
It's all in the description.
Social media. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's great. You've got all that going on. And did I see you have a book? No.
Not me.
Okay. I thought maybe Annie had ordered your book. You were just
No,
showing
no,
the
no, no,
book
no.
that ordered.
She ordered
Okay.
her first the canning book.
Yes. And then when you showed it, I was like, oh, that's nice. And then I got to thinking, well, maybe you made a book.
No.
So
No, not yet. I've had a lot of people that want me to do a cookbook. I've got my personal cookbook, all together and started. And I may eventually get to where I do a cookbook because we actually have a place in Memphis, not too far from here, that actually does like just the spiral cookbooks, like for fundraisers. So I thought about doing something like that, in the near future. But
see, I'm one of those kind of people too. My aunt and uncle actually run a business, and they have one of those spiral bounder machines. And so back, oh gosh, years ago, when I ran a daycare, I made little coloring books for them. So like when we went to the zoo, I did the alphabet, and there was all these animals, and so we took the books with us to the zoo, and then we would color. It was a whole thing. And I like those kind of books rather than virtual books are nice. Don't get me wrong. They don't take up space on your shelf, and it's handy wherever you want it. But I also love, like, I got rid of all my cookbooks here a couple years ago. And I have found in the last 6 months, I probably replenished that whole missing area of cookbooks again. Because I just love flipping through hard cookbooks.
I do too.
And, so it's a problem.
I do too. And well, my mom, she's a part of a fire department, right? Miss Mary will be the first one to get it, I promise. But my mom,
you have a fan club.
Yeah, Miss Mary will be the president. But my mom is a part of a volunteer fire department. Now, her dad was the captain, and of course, he passed back in '99. And so then her brother took over being captain, and he's still captain.
Oh.
But they since it's a volunteer fire department, they put out cookbooks every now and then. And it's a lot of the old, they actually took an older version that was printed back in the 80s
Oh,
from
wow.
all the old women in the
I
community.
love it.
They did a new version of it, and then in the same cookbook they did everybody else's recipes that wanted to be contributed. So they had the old 80s version and the new version all in one cookbook, and you could
Oh,
look through
wow.
there and find all these recipes. And I was like, I could see all my grandmother's recipes and all that, because she passed in
Oh,
2000. So
yeah.
I never had that cookbook. My mom has it, but I was real young. I was born in the 80s. But my mom had that cookbook, so I never got to use it a whole lot, as I got older. And so now that I've got the new version, I've got both of them together all in one place. I would love to find an Amish cookbook, but I don't think there are Amish communities here.
You can find some on Amazon.
Yeah, Walmart has one that I have. It's all right.
I think I have an Amish canning book, maybe. I don't remember. I have an
I
Amish
have. I've got
book,
the one at Walmart. It's an Amish community book.
but they're not I think I know what she's talking about. They're not necessarily the real Amish books.
Yeah.
Because I have,
Some of the ingredients are kind of questionable. I'm like,
yeah,
I know the Amish don't use that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I have a Mennonite friend who she shared with me and gave me permission to share. I have a couple videos I put out
Yeah.
of some recipes, but they usually don't share them. Those secret,
Right.
yeah, those are the ones she's probably looking for.
Yeah. Hey,
Um,
Tamara.
So I love to grab any, like if I'm in a garage sale or something,
Hmm.
all the church cookbooks. I don't care if I'm in a different town. I don't care if I'm on vacation. If you can find one of those recipes are usually tried and true. Nobody's
Yep.
going to put their name on it unless it tastes really good.
Yeah. Miss Mary
Those
said
are,
Casey's the
those
one
are
that
the
helped
best.
me with pressure canning. Yes. Now I have had lots of people to call me, because I'll tell people, if it's your first time and if you want me to sit there with you, call me. You know, call me. It's okay. Call me. Reach out to me if you're having problems and you want me to sit there for 20 or 30 minutes while your beans can. I will sit there with you. I have
You are
actually done that. I sat there. I talked to Miss Mary and helped her through hers. Christina at along the river Homestead. Chrissy, I literally sit there on the phone with her the whole time. She
Oh,
started canning green beans last year, and I can listen to the pressure canners and tell them, okay, it's time to turn it
whether
down,
it's right.
or
Yeah.
something like that. I don't need a gauge. I've never used a gauge. I don't know how to tell people to use a gauge. No clue. I listen to it. Um, yes, and our last church we were at has a cookbook as well that I kept.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They're the best.
anybody, if they want a
Hey,
pressure
Mindy,
can for the first time, I'll sit there on the phone with them.
you are the best. You are the best. Well, we're getting down to like 10 minutes or less here. So, um, are you in any other collaborations that you want to tell people about right now for this
Let me
month?
let me check my calendar. I have to put them on the calendar or I will not remember. Let me
I
see.
know there's an open one going on right now for the charcuterie boards.
I'm
It's
not doing that one.
Board Smackdown. I said I was, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it or not. We were supposed to go camping last weekend, and I was going to do a camping themed one,
Yeah.
but we didn't go, and so it didn't happen. And I'm like you, I've got all these other videos I'm trying to get squeezed in. Oh, that's
I,
another thing. We've talked so much about your channel growth, so I guess that's going to be kind of the theme of this interview. For anyone that's new to your channel, because I know we've already had a few that said they are new to your channel and they went and subbed you and they can't wait to get to know you more. Do you have a set schedule of certain days or times that you put videos out, or how many videos you do per week? Tell us a little bit about that. Hey,
that
Mountain
kind
Grandma.
of changes. Hey, Tammy. That kind of changes with the season. Right now, I am at a full video Monday and the short on Tuesday. And then I have a video on Thursday and the short on Friday. So that's my thing right now is Monday and Thursday for the long videos. And what we were talking about earlier that I'm not going to mention just yet,
Yes.
I am doing. I'm probably gonna change my 2 videos to Monday, Wednesday, and then do that specific video on Friday. So that'll be coming out. I do have something new coming that we started yesterday, a new project. So those videos are actually going to be coming out in, I think, 2 weeks, because I've got 2 videos already next week scheduled. And then I've got the Air Fryer Friday coming out next week as well. So I've got 3 videos next week. And then the following week, we'll start with the new project.
I'm kind of leaning towards doing 3 a week now, if I can squeeze it in. I think starting now on till at least the first of the year, I probably will be able to make it happen, because it seems like collaborations are going to really start coming up, you know,
around the holidays,
fall cooking and holiday theme stuff.
Yep.
And I was doing, last month I did Mondays and Thursdays. This time I ended up doing Tuesdays and Thursdays for this month. I don't know that it makes a difference. I'm still kind of playing that out.
Yeah.
If consistency is real important or not. I mean, I'm sure you can get both opinions on that.
Yes and no. You do need to get a consistency as of, if you're going to do once a month, do once a month. If you're going to do once a week, do once a week. We have found you do have to continue. No spoilers. You do have to continue putting videos out. To us, it did not matter how many a week.
Okay.
We've done 5 a week. We've done 3 a week. We have absolutely killed ourselves putting videos out. I've done 1 a week for several months. Nothing changed. So you just have to make sure that you are putting something out in order for it to catch, you know. So you got to remind YouTube you're still there.
Hey, Freedom Redbird.
We took 2 weeks off a couple of years ago, and I will never do that again. That's when I figured out we're going to pre-schedule stuff and we are going to continue to put videos out, because it took us like 6 months to get back in after we took 2 weeks off.
Wow. So when you say back in, do you mean back in the groove of doing it yourself, or back into people coming to watch you?
Growing.
Yeah.
No, people never quit watching. We still got our hours and everything, but since we weren't putting anything out, we lost the ground we had covered, and we lost that momentum to keep going. We didn't grow any for like almost 6 months, and that hurt us bad.
Yeah.
So yeah. Finding time to stay on top.
Says he's got to go to watch Big Valley Living. So what I'll do is I'll put this at the bottom. We've got just a couple minutes left here on our live, but I always like to encourage people to go over and see Michelle and JJ over at Big Valley Living. They do a live right after I do. So in 1 minute's time, they're going to go live. And I always like to send everybody over and do a little love raid and tell them that Boots and Bounty sent you today, so that they know that you came from here. And unless you have something more interesting to say than that, like, you know.
I don't guess. Yeah, thank you everybody for coming. Wendy, you said it's very informative, and I'm always full of information. And so if anybody needs anything, if you have questions about anything, reach out on Facebook. We have a page on Facebook. We have Instagram. And of course, YouTube. And you can also email us at bootsandbountyhomestead@gmail.com. So you can always email us as well if you want to keep it a little more private. So yeah, you can contact me anytime. I'm always here.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you again so much. And thank all of you for being here today. I apologize. I said it wrong last week. Prepper Potpourri will be my guest this next week. So you can look forward to that great conversation, and we will see you all next week. And thanks again, Casey, for coming today and giving us some of your precious, precious time.
Well, thank you for having me. It was fun. Good to see everybody again.